can see Sandeep in the room. If you could just put your camera on when you're ready. We're super excited to hear updates from the Polygon ecosystem and know what's planned ahead in the roadmap. Also want to say congratulations for hitting the 1 billion transaction mark on Polygon. Super exciting news for you guys. And yeah, waiting to hear from you. Oh, yep, said Sandeep Vitalik of India. Yep. Hi, Sandeep. Thank you so much for taking the time out to be with us. And really hats off to your team for pulling this off with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Anne, for having me here. Very excited to speak here. Just to get more about the format, like how long, what is the time format? I think I missed somewhere in the communication. Like,
yeah, you've got 30 minutes, so 20 minutes. We can go through your story, share the roadmap, share everything that you want to share about Polygon, and then we'll leave 10 minutes for Q&As from the community.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Perfect. So let me quickly spin up like a presentation. So basically, I mean, I would actually speak more, impromptu instead of the presentation, but just to give me some guidelines. So I mean, as you guys, many of guys, you would know that Polygon today is one of the probably not one of the, probably it's like I think the Polygon POS chain has recently surpassed even Ethereum in the DAU. The number of developers on Polygon is absolutely through the roof. And Alchemy recently posted out that they have 3,000 plus developers only on their platform, weekly active teams, 3,000 plus weekly active teams on their platform. And Polygon and Alchemy is only the recent entrant as a RPC provider. So the net number of teams on Polygon would be probably, I'm guessing, I don't have the data, but probably above 5,000, 6,000 right now. So it's absolutely like the growth has been absolutely overwhelming. And we are extremely happy with the traction and things like that. I think the figure here is 600 million transactions. I think we recently crossed 1 billion transactions. This is an old number. The number of unique user addresses has also surpassed 100 million the unique addresses, and top tier ETH dApps are today on Polygon. Let's go to the let me quickly give you a brief background of what exactly is Polygon for some of the people who don't know. So Polygon is basically a Ethereum scaling platform, which is actually approach agnostic. Approach agnostic means that we are not focusing on one particular approach, that's a optimistic rollup, secure rollup, not one particular approach, but we are focused on largely multiple different approaches, which include from zero knowledge rollups to your optimistic rollups, sovereign side chains in the form of Polygon SDK. So, and these are separate teams who are today, building these platforms. And I should actually, so here, they're here already written that Polygon POS is already live. Polygon SDK, is already live. Polygon Avail is getting ready. Polygon Nightfall is one of our, strategic partnership with Ernst and Young, with which we are trying to cater to a lot of enterprises, which we believe that in 12 to 18 months will become a very important segment for the Web3. Similarly, you guys know that we recently acquired Polygon Hermes, and the good news I want to tell you is that these acquisitions that we just ported out, these are one part of the story. There is much more bigger stuff that is coming on that front. If not the tip of the iceberg, I should call it. So there are multiple big things that we are planning for. And, we believe that, with the way we want to execute these things, we should be one of the most dominant platform in the entire ecosystem. So that's where we are headed for. And then, let's move from this one to benefits of Polygon. Like most of you guys know that the gas fees is extremely low. Polygon chains are extremely scalable. The user experience we are building constantly, building developer tooling for the developers to provide very high level of user experience. Developer experience is something that is very, very critical for us. Similarly, the kind of modularity of our system, which means that you can have multiple solutions. As a developer, you can choose. You don't Once you are on Polygon, you don't need any other thing. Like if you want, let's say, a fully sovereign chain of your own, you can build it. If you want to, let's say, have a full-blown layer to choose something like Polygon Hermes, or the other solutions that we are going to come up with. If you want validums, where you want to have a full security of Ethereum but still very low gas fees, and then choose the validum solutions that we are coming up with. So it's basically a whole spectrum of Ethereum scaling, from fully sovereign side chains to the fully Ethereum defined and Ethereum secured rollups, and in between, whatever there is, validum, proof of stake chain, commit chains, things like that. The entire spectrum, we want to provide the solutions. And on a higher level, if you see, Polygon is essentially what AWS is for the Web 2 kind of scalability. Polygon is for Web 3 scalability. That's where we want to reach. That like as a developer, when you are coming to get the decentralized trustless computation, you come to Polygon. The way currently you go to AWS to get, let's say, the existing part of computation, existing centralized form of computation. Some things about like our roadmap. Our journey, many of you guys are already aware of that we, in this February, we rebranded to Polygon. And there have been multiple such milestones. Marc Cuban investing in us, and then Polygon SDK, studios, Polygon Avail announcement, and then some of the other things that are coming in the space. Especially, we are very, very excited about the like ZK rollups, zero knowledge rollups. We have already announced $1 billion fund, because we believe that zero knowledge rollups is the ultimate scaling technology that will bring Ethereum, or bring the internet level scale to Ethereum. So that is where we are highly focused on, and we are working along with them. Then I think on the Hermes acquisition, I think Hermes, not many people know, but Jordi Bellina, who's the lead at Hermes, he is one of the legendary Ethereum contributors. He was the one where, he was the one who helped people to recover their funds in 2016 DAO hacks and things like that. So these are so that's why, we believe, and they are building now this ZK EVM technology, which will have a full-blown EVM. That means you can run smart contract, you can run DeFi applications, NFTs, and things like that on a zero knowledge rollup. And that is one of the exciting things. And we have actually multiple fronts open. Some of them are not yet announced. Polygon Nightfall was one of the things that was announced, but there are multiple big things are coming from our side on the zero knowledge thing, and you guys will see to that very soon. So that's it from my side in terms of the presentation. I would say that let's make it more kind of interactive, and then I would love to take you guys question for more than whatever time is remaining. More than happy, because I think this is the Polygon community. There's some Polygon community members are here, so would love to take your questions, guys.
You have people in the chat saying they've got tons of questions, so I'm sure there's going to be a lineup coming your way. Benny over here says, what can you say about the Blockchain Infrastructure Alliance?
Blockchain Infrastructure Alliance. I have never heard of them. We are a part of Ethereum Enterprise Alliance and BRI, Blockchain Research Institute of Canada. But apart from that, we don't have, we don't know Blockchain Infrastructure Alliance.
All right, the next question then is from Michael, what is your vision for the Polygon network?
So see, at Polygon, we believe that Ethereum is going to become the ultimate settlement layer, right? And we want Polygon to be the transaction layer of Web3. That means most of the transactions on for this Web3, we want to become the transaction layer of Web3, while the settlement remains on Ethereum, right? So that is where we are, where we think about and how we think about that. So and like that's our main vision. And in terms of like, to give you a tangible goal, we believe that if we are able to execute what we are looking to execute, we could be like, and our internal goal, I keep telling to my team to give them a tangible input, like otherwise our main focus is getting users. So my internal goal is that in next 2 years we want Polygon and multiple Polygon chains to have 100 million plus daily active users, and probably then we can ready the industry for billion users together. And in terms of like like as a project rank, I truly believe that we have everything to reach our goal, which I say to my team internally, that we should be the number 3 platform in the world after Bitcoin and Ethereum, because we have the most traction, most developers building on us. And yeah, we are not going to rest before we give it a full shot. So yeah, we are working day in, day out for that.
That's awesome. All right, so the follow-up question to that is, what issues do you see that the blockchain industry have to overcome currently?
So the main issues still, like, I think main issues still around the scalability, the user experience, and statelessness. Like, that's a part of scalability only, but stateful, because blockchains, when they start getting older and older, they start getting too much of data, and their size becomes bigger and bigger, which makes them susceptible to centralization, because not many people can run the nodes. So I think that tech wise, that the state growth is the biggest challenge in front of Bitcoin. I mean, in terms of blockchains. And the other part is that in terms of the and user experience is also a very big problem still for users to onboard into Web3. But third thing is that this narrative, and I think this is like we all as users should strive for it. That is this narrative that users don't care about decentralization. That's not a healthy narrative, especially for the layer ones. Like the layer ones, imagine like after 5 years, some layer one which is run by only few nodes becomes the leading layer one, right? Let's assume. And then what are the new entrants, the people who want to enter in this world, enter the Web3? They'll think that, okay, you guys started with the decentralization and all that, and now 50% of your 60% of your major platform is actually not decentralized. It has 2 3 it is running from few data centers. So I think that users should be more educated on the decentralization aspect of it. That's the fundamental layer. In the short run, it might not matter, but in the long run, it is the most important thing for this industry. So that's the second, that's the third thing from my side. And apart from that, obviously there are regulatory challenges, but I think like they will take care of, time will take care of them.
Thanks so much for that, Sandeep. I actually, we spotted a tweet of yours saying crypto makes capitalism and socialism meet in the middle, which kind of touches on what you're passionate about in regard to the decentralized aspect of this. Can you talk a little bit about that and what you feel about it?
Yeah, that's like something that I've been thinking on, that like, I mean, human beings have been trying to, and this is something that I tell to everyone who wants to get into crypto, is that first of all, if you are a non-tech person, even if you are a tech person, don't think of this as a technology. Think of it as a fundamental paradigm change in how human beings interact. This is a human interaction and coordination technology, and which is actually has a philosophical bindings to it, right? So what I mean to say with that is that like human beings have been trying to find a ideal solution for how 300 years back, we only had kings, right? So, we like with this, the experiments with geography, communism, and all that, all of these things have been like our attempts to find the ideal system for the governance, which makes our secure societies more inclusive, and individuals are also represented, and then we can have wellness for everyone, and things like that. So in capitalism, the problem is that then the institution becomes too powerful, because each institution then like government controls everything, and then institutions control everything, and individuals kind of lose their independence, identity, as well as their aspirations. Whereas on the extreme other side of this, which is like the capitalist side of this, their individual assumes too much importance, and the community and the society takes a back seat, and the individual profit becomes the main extreme thing, right? The individual incentive becomes the extreme thing, and that also leads to problems in the kind of extreme capitalism. You have things like oligarchy, and like plutocracy, and things like this that emerge. But somehow when you bring blockchains, like it is kind of a middle path in between. Like you have communities, that means DAOs, and these commonly governed shared economies, where the shared economy has its importance, but individually each individual has his own say, and nobody can deny that say. Like all this voting and all those mechanisms in democracy, I mean, there are two problems. Once that the voting happens every few years, and the individual is like able to express his opinion, let's say every 4 years or 5 years, and then after that, like government runs on its own. Like he has not much say in the ongoing governance. And the other problem is that not talking about the first world countries, but in the second world, third world countries, there even the vote can be faked and things like that, right? So, but what blockchains provide is an absolute certainty of ownership of an identity and of an opinion. And then individual is empowered to provide his opinion, to take part in the governance, to take part in the decisions. But still the community, the DAO, has the ultimate importance. So it kind of, that's why I wanted to say that it's kind of a middle path between these two.
Thanks so much for that, Sandeep. Really concrete explanation. We totally resonate with it. The unit community feels very passionately about very similar principles and values. All right, so we have another question here from Manish. How does Polygon support DeFi? Is that an important category for you?
Oh, I mean, DeFi, we are the first ones. Like, today, if you see all these other chains are coming up with DeFi incentives and things like that, if you see, that is the Polygon playbook, right? We started that. Like, everyone else is following that. So we started that, and then with that, we were able to build the entire DeFi ecosystem. Today, almost all the top DeFi applications are available on Polygon, and the ecosystem is already pretty big. But then we are not like looking only in the form of like just keep giving these inorganic liquidity mining rewards, which brings only short-term usage in the network. So now we are focused on building the long-term mechanics, which kind of keep the users coming back to the chain, and which is by building more and more dApps. Now the users, like our DAUs, recently crossed even Ethereum. And the reason for that is that users have a lot of things to do on Polygon. They can participate in a DEX, provide liquidity mining in a DEX. They can lend, borrow, they can play games, they can participate in DAOs. So all those, so we are trying to build like a full-blown ecosystem with which users can do multiple sort of activities. And plus we are also trying to come up with more strategies which will be very new, and probably other people will try to follow that. So yeah, so I mean, DeFi is a very, very important this thing for us, and you have something very big coming soon. So just stay with us on the DeFi ecosystem also.
Very exciting. We're going to have the next Polygon Forum in April. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of updates for us by then. New things emerging from your roadmap.
If we do it after 1 week, even 1 week, you will have so many updates, because
exactly.
our team is easy team.
I can imagine. All right.
Everybody telling us that less announcements, please, less announcements. Which other project like community says, please do less announcements, because we have so many things to do every day, every day new things launch on Polygon. It's hard. Yeah, sorry.
That's
Next
exciting.
question.
No, that's super exciting. We're hoping to get a lineup of 100 people from your community to talk about cool stuff in April. So I'm sure we won't have a problem doing that. The next question is this. It's from Imad. Coinbase is going to fully integrate Polygon soon. Do you happen to know whether their upcoming NFT platform will be using Polygon as well?
I can't talk much about it currently. It's like completely Coinbase's decision.
All right. Okay. Fingers crossed. On to the next. Do you happen to know whether no, that's the same one. What are the key Polygon partnerships besides E and Y that you think will drive more adoption?
Partnerships. I mean, in terms of like EY is specifically on the enterprise side, we are working with very closely with the teams like YGG who are running these play to earn guilds. So we want to work closely with them so that like Polygon gaming teams have a lot of players to participate in the game. So that will bring in a lot of adoption. We are also working on a lot of DAO tooling and communicating with the DAO tool builders so that they can, we can have multiple DAO with, things which can bring in DAO adoption. Similarly, on the NFT side of things, we are also working with a lot of, players who want to, so that we can grow the NFT ecosystem in India.
Awesome. All right, here's a question from Ankur. He says, so Sandeep, how was the experience of onboarding Marc Cuban as an investor? Does he also bring strategic alliance?
Yeah, so Marc is one of the smartest people that I know, and then like speaking to him, I think this was one of the craziest experiences. Like he knew so many intricate details about our own product. Like we were like, how is he even getting so deep into it? And I think he one of the reasons he's like so good at, because he's very hands-on everything. But I think once I think there's something happened with the iron finance or something like that, and he lost money, and then the crypto community has this tendency of trolling everyone so badly and all that. And I think now he started that, okay, this is not worth it for him. This is like few $100,000 or $1 million for him. It's not worth it, because people are tracking anything and everything for him, right? So I mean, he doesn't need this in his life at this point. And so I don't know how our crypto community can be more supportive overall. Like generally there is like just too much of name calling and trolling people. That's not a healthy culture.
Totally agree. Here's another question from Yep. She asks, what industries beyond DeFi will adopt crypto next?
So NFTs is already a very big segment. And when I say NFT, I don't mean to say, these art NFTs, which is a big segment, but then now, we all are seeing that the brands are like so heavily, want to interact with NFTs. We did a Dolce & Gabbana was a very big sale. And, there are more and more brands want to come into this. The celebrities want to come into this. Hollywood and Bollywoods of the world want to come into this. And I don't think like, in next 12 to 18 months from now, you will see a big brand launching their, 6-monthly collections, like the seasonal collections, or I don't see any movie launching without their trailer as NFTs, or like, some rights on their moments and things like that as NFTs. Like it's going to be so pervasive into our daily lives that everything where you are interacting with a celebrity or a brand will have NFT bindings to it. And definitely gaming is the biggest segment. Like we have been saying this for quite some time, and like now you see the gaming is absolutely exploding. And right now people are raising funds and all that. It will take 1 year for some of these top tier games to go live. But once they are live, I mean, they are going to bring crazy amount of users into the space.
So exciting, such an exciting arena to be a part of. Michael has a question for you. How did you get started with Web3? What inspires you about it?
So I got, like excited about Web3 when back in 2015, 16, I read about Bitcoin. And, good thing that somehow I was being a computer science engineer, I was able to think of it not as a currency, but some form of computation happening in a decentralized setting. Right. And that was very empowering for me because the previous startup that I was doing, I was already seeing some sort of kind of favorism, or like, in India, they call it under the table deals and things like that. And I used to think that there should be a transparent way of doing it, right? How to do it. And then when I saw Bitcoin and saw this computation happening in a decentralized setting, I realized that this is really, really amazing, right? So, and then, back in that time, I did not know about Ethereum. And then, after 1 month of having this kind of this thing, lucky revelation in my mind, I stumbled onto Ethereum and I was like, this is it. Like, this is where I want to spend my life. And since then, it's a huge part of my life.
That's amazing. All right, and another question from Elang. What's Polygon's hiring strategy? So you have people here who want to join your team. So Elang saying, if someone wants to join your team, how do you go about doing that?
So we, like my learning has been that, passion, hard work, and sincerity always beats talent. And, to be honest, when we look for, obviously we look for talented people. There is a minimum bar. But beyond that, we want people who are very passionate about what they want, what they are doing, and what they want to do. And that passion actually, then we also check that have these people shown sincerity and hard work in their previous lives, right? I mean, because Polygon is hard work. Like, I mean, if you are thinking of joining Polygon, like it's not like, there is nobody forces you. It's very open culture. Anytime you can come, you can start your day at 3 p.m. in the day, nobody cares. But then, I mean, how I work is like, I say to my all my team members that you are your own CEOs, and that gives you a big power, but that also gives you a big responsibility. And I think that is a lot of our team members are like, go-getters today. Like, they don't need to be somebody, they don't need someone to, be after them to do something. They are like self-motivated because they are thinking that, okay, they are doing something big. And I think that's pretty much about it. Like, we need passionate and hardworking and sincere people. Everything else can be built.
That's awesome. Be your own CEO. Thanks so much, Sandeep. We are at the half an hour mark. We've actually got about 30 questions lined up. So we're not going to be able to cover that today. But do come back for the next Polygon Forum in April, and know that you have our support at Unit. We're so appreciative for you making the time to be here with us. Thank you so much, and we wish you all the success.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for featuring us also. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.